Hi, everybody. George Chamberlain here, executive editor for the Daily Transcript, and we just wrapped up another roundtable. This was a good one. This was a real good one on women attorneys. It was a very diverse and enthusiastic group with very strong opinions. Doug Sherwin was the reporter in the room, and he'll be generating some content for the website and for the publication that I think you'll find very, very interesting. One of the people who participated in the program was Wendy Lynn Patrick. She is a deputy district attorney with the San Diego District Attorney's Office. Wendy, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
It was really a fascinating roundtable, I thought. The energy level was high. Give me a couple of your takeaways from the thing.
It was one of the most energizing roundtable type discussions I think I have participated in. The caliber of women in the room combined with really the energy, the credibility, and just the ambition that they bring to the profession was not only stimulating, but I think encouraging. And I think it will be encouraging for many other women in the legal community that maybe haven't had the opportunity to think through, process through, or discuss the kinds of tough issues we tackled. I mean, we tackled I think among the toughest issues, the pregnancy, the glass ceiling, the credibility, the treatment in court, the perception of juries, really the tough issues that women don't get enough opportunity to discuss amongst themselves.
Yeah. I thought that the level of expertise in the room, people that have had great success, and even some people that are relatively new to the business but have achieved success as well, was really, really very good. And what it said to me was, you can achieve success, regardless to a certain, more and more today, your gender is not a restraint if you have the skills and the dedication.
It's true. That is definitely one of the themes that we saw today, is that it doesn't so much matter on gender, but on what you bring to the table, which is encouraging for newer female attorneys that maybe are expecting a stereotype that we've seen they don't necessarily have to face in the profession.
Sure.
And that is one of the reasons it was invigorating to see so many like-minded women that have the same experiences and same stories to share. They come from all different types of practice backgrounds.
And it's interesting, I don't know what, we had maybe 10 people around the table, those that work with law firms, probably a fair number of them, you would know better, were partners.
Some of them were partners. We got to hear from some associates that were very confident about their partnership track. That is something I think that will encourage younger attorneys, that there's no impediments that were described in the firms that were represented around the table that would make it any more difficult for a woman at these firms to achieve the partnership track. Which was a great thing to hear, both from the partners and from the associates, that had no qualms about their abilities to get what they wanted to achieve within their firms.
Yeah. By the way, I should point out that Wendy is a columnist with the Transcript, and you read her work in the publication and on the website on a regular basis as well. Let's talk about the work you do. Tell me about your work as a deputy district attorney.
I work in the sex crimes and stalking division of the office, and one of the things I brought to the table was really sort of the recognition that when lawyers pick juries, whether or not there is bias that is visible among colleagues, court staff, judges, even clients, there is still some to be reckoned with in the community. And I think one of the pieces of advice I gave is for those that don't believe there is still some sort of gender bias present in 2011, get in there and pick a jury and then see what you think. Have an opportunity to collectively see not only who believes what, but who else is willing to agree with some views that are expressed. I think the trial attorneys versus the behind-the-scenes transactional practice, there is a difference in what women lawyers experience. One of the interesting parts of that came out today was this idea of telecommuting and how some of the named partners around the table would agree that clients are not going to want to have their lawyer telecommuting when they're rainmaking, charismatic trial attorneys that maybe part of their allure to juries is just what they bring visually, advocacy-wise. It's just not the same to say that a client will agree to have just anyone try their case. So that is something different that I see as a trial attorney that women lawyers face.
By the way, I love the way that term rainmaking was bandied about in the room today. For the people that don't know what that means in the industry of the law, explain what that is.
Going out and getting business. Being able to get the big clients, bring in the big clients, keep the big clients. They talk about beauty contests. When a big client comes to town, what law firm, what lawyer is going to get that business? And women, you heard this today, women worry about that when they make the decision to go ahead and begin to have children if they are the ones that, you heard mouths to feed, somebody used that term.
Exactly, yeah.
If they are the ones that many other associates and their families are looking to bring in the business, they find themselves, you heard today, it's almost a division of loyalties. The family comes first. But even though that's true, they have all of these responsibilities and people counting on them.
Yeah.
So that's tough. Frankly, that was one of the tough issues that was discussed today that you don't often hear discussed.
Yeah,
people have to make that choice.
That was very good. Let's go back to the courtroom. Your work as an attorney in the courtroom, selecting a jury, working with a judge and your opposing attorney and things like that. That you probably, considering the nature of the work you do, you see this on many more levels than the average attorney probably would.
Absolutely, and that was one of the other things that was shared today is what happens when, for whatever reason, you have a woman in the courtroom that isn't exuding the level of power, credibility, control, demanding the respect. That was another term that we heard a lot. That maybe is expected in a certain department, and you heard about a couple of women that were treated badly because they didn't fit that trial lawyer female stereotype. And that's unfortunate. And one of the other issues, a tough issue we discussed today, was what do you do with some maybe other women that you're mentoring that don't bring those skills to the table, maybe don't want to. That's not their forte.
That's right. That's right.
They may, be
Good
much
point.
better than the rest of us at so many other things. But when we talk about the trial lawyer perspective, the clients are going to expect someone that brings a trial lawyer skill set. It's a tough conversation to have,
Sure.
but we have to have it. It's not only fair to the more seasoned lawyers, but it's fair to the up-and-coming female lawyers, because to suggest that those skills aren't important to clients, that courtroom skills don't win a case, is not to be fair to them. It's not realistic, and we want to be realistic when we're mentoring younger female attorneys in the business.
You got to present the case the right way, but you've got to be able to present the case the right way.
You bet, and that's what your clients are paying for. They're not paying for someone to just get the facts in front of a jury.
Yeah.
But it's the persuasion, it's the command of the courtroom, the respect that many of these rain-making female lawyers generate when they walk into a courtroom, because they've got those years of experience behind them, and they have the persona, the charisma, much of what we spoke about today. And let's face it, that's what a client is paying for when you're trying a case.
You've got all of that. You do a great job,
you.
and thanks for being with us and participating in the roundtable today. It was a really good one.
It was great. Thanks for inviting me.
Thanks, Wendy. Appreciate it. Again, check out Doug's work. Doug Sherwin, the reporter in the room for the roundtable, was a good one, and you'll see some good content come out of that. Thanks.